Here we go. All right, let's do 5-10 minutes. We'll start a new mimer. Ready? Watch this. Purim. Purim is coming. It's going to be another little more than 2 weeks. Purim is the happiest holiday of the year in Judaism. And it came as a result of one man that wanted to destroy all the Jews. And everybody agreed with him. The whole world agreed with him. Not unlike what's going on now. Not like what's going on now. One evil person that didn't benefit anybody particularly. And he said, let's kill the Jews. Everybody said, oh, that's a good idea. So they did something like what's going on now with the Hamas and these people, truly, totally evil, never did anything good in their life. They have no redeeming factors, nothing. They've never done anything good for anybody. No positive accomplishments whatsoever. And all of a sudden, everybody agrees with them, pure death. And the same thing with Haman. Wants to kill. So he said, let's kill all the Jews. And there was a miracle. All of a sudden, everything just twisted around. And Haman got hung with all of his sons. And everybody suddenly loved the Jews. And they were this. And so it was a big holiday. So it says, and Mordechai came in front of the king in garments, levush techelet v'chur. And the Jews were, it says, the Jews were happy. Everyone was happy. Okay, transformation. Now, as we said before, and we said it a lot of times, but we'll say it again. The reason that Purim is such a happy holiday because it's the ultimate Jewish holiday. All the other holidays were given to us by God. God did it, the whole thing. Took us out of Egypt, gave us the Torah, protected us when we were in the desert. That's the Sukkot. But Purim and also Chanukah are two holidays which were because of the Jews. And Purim more than any. I mean, the Chanukah, there was just a handful of Jews that fought. But here, all the Jews said, we're Jews. What's the big deal about saying we're Jews? Well, because Haman made a decree that he wants to kill all the Jews. So if you would just say, I'm not a Jew, you wouldn't have any problems. And not one Jew denied his Judaism. That's super Jewish. He was willing to risk his life. Every Jew, man, women, children, old people, everyone, babies, everyone that could talk refused to deny their Judaism. And it was under punishment of death. There's a certain death. I mean, they were surrounded, they were outnumbered 500-1, and everybody wanted to kill them. It wasn't just, if you just stand your ground, you're brave, maybe they'll leave you alone. Maybe, there's surveillance cameras, maybe they'll catch it or something. Here, there was no surveillance cameras, and everybody, the police, everyone was against the Jews. And all you had to do was just say, I'm not Jewish. And maybe it's even something like today. It could be something like that today. It could be. If Jews walk around and they just, hide their Judaism, so then everybody leaves them alone. But to deny their Judaism, right? Even today, I don't know if people are willing to deny it. I don't think. In any case, in Purim, that was what made everybody happy. Okay, so he says, the holiday of Purim is Yom KiPURIM. Same level. Yom KiPURIM, it says, it's like Kamo Purim. In other words, Yom KiPURIM, it's something like Purim. It's not as high as Purim is. Why? Because Yom KiPURIM, God commanded us. On Purim, nobody commanded the Jews to say you're Jewish. No one said, okay, if you're asked, don't, right? Risk your life. Who commanded us? No, there's no commandment like that. The Jewish people, you're not supposed to do it. You're not supposed to deny your Judaism. But, you're going to die. If you're dying, you can't do anything. You're not going to be any benefit to God or to anyone. So what's the point of saying, I'm Jewish? You're just, you're going to put an end to the whole thing. You won't be able to put on tefillin, keep Shabbos. Even more, if Haman got what he wanted to, there would be no Jewish people at all. What benefit is God going to get out of that? Only because they did this crazy thing and said and refused to deny their Judaism, all of Judaism is wiped out. But the whole point of essence of what Judaism is self-sacrifice. That's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I don't care about what's going to be. I don't care about myself. All I know is this moment, I'm a Jew. Every moment is infinitely real, and every moment is a gift from God. I can't take this gift that God is giving me, my Judaism, and spit in God's face. Every second is brand new. I don't care what's going to be the next second. If you think about it, I'm grateful for all the seconds that already were that I didn't do anything to deserve, that God gave me. So suddenly at Purim woke up everybody's Judaism. So therefore, Yom Kippur, which is also a day of a bit of self-sacrifice, we don't eat. It's only something like Purim, because Yom Kippur is tshuva. Yom Kippur is the day of return. Sheshav mimata lamayla, you return from below, from your normal, mundane, it says egotistical self, lamayla, to be connected to God, just like Purim. Purim was also the same thing, pur, which is above understanding. Haman threw lots. That's what Purim means, lots, the day of lamayla, above understanding. Which, by the way, just and in innuendo, that's the whole thing of Judaism, says that the only reason that people do sins is because they're ignorant, especially Jews. The only reason that a Jew would ever do a sin is only from ignorance, from craziness, insanity, not realizing who you are. As soon as a Jew realizes who he is, then he says, whoa, if I would know this, I would have never done. We're the sons of God, we're the servants of the creator of the universe. I have such an amazing job. How could I possibly go against God? But people, they don't know this. So that's called tshuva, returning back to consciousness. As soon as you do that, then God forgives you. Because it's like, it wasn't really me that did the sin. The real me, I'm a son of God. I'm a servant of God. That did the sin. It was like somebody else. I don't know what got into me. So that's the same thing as Purim. The Jews suddenly got their true Jewish awareness. That's the thing that was Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is forgive me, God, because what I did before that wasn't really me. Therefore, on Yom Kippur, it says on Purim, Haman threw lots, right? He threw lots, which is above understanding. And also the same thing on Yom Kippur, they also threw lots, or for the two goats, they take one goat and they push it over a mountain to Azazel, and the other one they take back to the temple and they sacrifice it. They threw lots, and which one is going to be pushed over and which one is going to go to be sacrificed. Lots. But how could it possible? How can a person, good, you want to say, all you have to do is just forget yourself and reveal your real self, and then God forgives you. But how are you going to do this? A person is trapped in his false self, and he thinks that's all there is. There is nothing else. Like you get these people that are addicts, right? They're alcoholics. They can't imagine there's anything else. They see walking down the street hundreds, thousands of people that aren't alcoholics, and nevertheless, they don't think it's for me. People that are addicted to smoking. That used to be a big thing. Can't stop smoking. What do you mean can't stop? You walk down the street, you see tens of people that aren't smoking, that get along. I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I have to have this. They don't think there's an alternative. The same thing, a person that goes against God, he gets trapped in his little, it drops him down into a prison, a low level of consciousness, and he doesn't think there's any way of getting out. How are we going to how can a person that's stuck in his own egotistical self and he sees everyone around him is doing the same thing, how am I going to get out of it? Right? It's like the opposite of the smoker. The smoker sees everyone around him is not smoking, and even then he can't get out of it. How much more so if people go against God, they're selfish, they do whatever, and see everyone else is doing it, that for sure you're not going to be able to get out of it. Therefore it says, L'Hashem chatat. Therefore, it says the God is the sins. Shafilu achatat, even the sin. When you lift it up to God, kilamayla, because above l'chushech lo yachshich, and darkness is not dark. Shesham ein chushech. The answer is, how can I possibly leave it up to God? Leave it up to you. Ask God, hey God, help me, and you'll see that by God, there's no such things as sins or bad. It's not such thing. By God's essence, no problem. I can make you a different person in 1 second, even less than a second. Why? Because a sin, when a person does a sin, it's not infinite. It doesn't last forever. He says, but what do you mean? But I did it. I did something. I mean, you can't wipe that out. He says, right, you can't wipe it out, but God can. God will wipe it out. By God, sins, good things, there's one level where it's the same. God just decided that this is good and this is bad, but it doesn't really make an essence difference to God. That was the whole thing. What happened on Yom Kippur, that's also when the second tablets were given. Yom Kippur was the day that God forgave all the Jews, even though they did the worst sin possible. They worshiped the golden calf. I mean, that's worse than nowadays. Any sin that a person could do now. Right? They worshiped the golden calf, pure idolatry. And God told them not to do it 40 days before they did it. And God forgave them. God forgave them. How did he forgive them? Because there's an aspect of God that's called the 13 attributes of mercy, whatever, that by that God wipes out sins, no problem. Because they're not sins of that in that level. Purim, we're going to see, reach the same thing. That's why Haman threw lots, because he realized that normally you can't defeat the Jews. He was going to defeat the Jews above normal. Throwing lots is above understanding. We'll see. That's also why he made a gallows 50 amos high. 50 amos high is like 75 feet high. That's like he made gallows, which was like 8-story building. Because 50 is a number which is above, is a 50th gate of understanding. Okay, so we see that there's a comparison between Yom KiPURIM and Purim, and this is what we're going to talk about, God willing, tomorrow. Now let's do the Yom, the Sikh of the Rebbe.